Yeah, that was like a total shock for me. I couldn't even believe. I'll never forget like after I hit like when I hit like 14 miles for the first time. I'm like, this is the longest I've ever ran. Like it was like 13.2 miles, and I was like, this is the longest I've ever ran. And then every week we'd be like, this is the longest we've ever
One, two,
ran.
three, four.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 97 of the On the Runs podcast. What a weekend we just had. Oh, so much is going on. Hockey is officially over for me, and I'm really happy about that. I ended strong, had a good end of the season playoffs, and I got the griddle out and ready. We already seasoned it and cooked on it today. I'm excited for springtime weather. Snow, you can come one more time, dump one more time, snow. But Erica, 6-star Erica, soon to be, how are you?
Soon to be. Let me just start by telling you how happy I am that it actually is daylight savings. I don't care about losing that hour of sleep. Just the fact that it's like so much lighter out later. I get to go on my evening runs. I'm just so incredibly pumped about it. My demeanor has totally changed. No more maybe less seasonal depression for now until it starts getting warmer.
My watch will always tell me 10 minutes to go until sunset. And I remember at the fall cheerleading practices being like, oh my God, it's sunset before 7. And it felt like 3 days later, it was sunset before 6.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so depressing.
It really is, but it's coming up, man.
Winter's awesome. I love skiing and ice hockey, and I ran a shit ton outside in the winter this year. But yeah, the fact that it's like the sun's out later, I'm so excited and happy for it.
Me too. I've been waiting all winter for it. I am not an outdoor winter sports person, so I'm just miserable in my house being cold all the time. So bring it on, warm weather. You can keep the sunlight as much as you want.
I want good weather next weekend, because next weekend is the TI, not the TI. It is the 20-miler, Eastern States 20-miler. But besides that, I want one more dumping of a snowstorm. Let's get a couple more weekends of good skiing in, and then it can really warm up. We can get a ton of outdoor running in. I'm so excited because you and I ran last weekend, 17 miles. It was beautiful. Mm-hmm. You ran Saturday, and it looked like you were dressed for the middle of winter.
That's because I'm always cold. It doesn't even matter. I mean, technically, all I had on was a vest that, like, I had one layer under my vest. So that's a lot less than I usually have. But I had my earmuffs.
You had a hat. You had gloves. You looked like you were I would have been dying in there. I would have been dying.
Not me. That was perfect. I had enough layers where I wasn't cold, where if I needed to walk a little bit, the wind wasn't going to cut right through me. So I think I was appropriately dressed. But I hate to break it to you. I think next weekend has rain in the forecast. So work your magic, man.
I'll work it.
Go
I'll
away.
do my happy dance. Yeah. I just want, I want a nice day. You know what?
Me too.
Here's what I want. I just don't want wind.
Oh, it's always windy for that race.
Wind, stay away. I don't want the wind.
It, man.
20 miles coming up. I had a terrible week of running. So we had some people. Well, because I didn't do any running. We had people come in from work from other offices, and I spent all week long in conference rooms during conference room meetings, and they would take us out to lunch and dinner. Now, I'm not complaining because one of those dinners happened to be a Boston Bruins game. So
there you go.
I am not complaining, but I got no running in, and the only day I got to run was when Coach said rest day.
Of course, but you took enough rest days where it's okay to switch them around a little bit.
Yeah, it's the beginning of my taper. So I think of all the weeks to not run, this would probably be the week. And I will just, now that they're all gone and went back home, I can do it again this week as we ramp up for the 20-miler. The other thing I had this week was I had a couple big hockey games. I think I had the best playoff game in the state on Wednesday night. It was in the Final Four. We're talking packed house. This arena had no empty seats. It was in Concord, New Hampshire. Okay. And we had this back and forth game. It was a 1-goal game, very late. And this goalie stood on his head and pulled off the upset And then I went
All
on
right.
Saturday. I had the state championship game at the old Verizon. Now it's the Snow Arena.
Okay.
And it's really cool skating there because you're skating in a 15,000 seat arena. But it's also really weird because like even when all the high school kids come, you only have like 800 people there. So it feels super empty. Like there's probably the same amount of people there as there was Wednesday night when it was packed and super loud. Like you can't even hear the whistle. But now you're playing in this, it's just like you feel like you're 800 out of 15,000 that could fit in there. So
True.
it was weird.
Yeah.
So that was my week. I don't think it was as exciting as your week. You saw Rachel. You did you made a big purchase. You got some pictures taken. Fill me in. What's going on in the life of 6-star Erica, soon to be?
Well, as you had mentioned, I finally got to catch up with one of the newest members of the 6-star club, Rachel. So she's finally home. She has a little bit of jet lag, but I convinced her to join me on the last 5 miles of my 18-miler this past weekend. And oh man, I was just so happy to hear how amazing of a trip she had. She had so much fun out there. And we both got to I dug my medal off of my holder in the basement and we took some pictures together and I was like, see, you're finally it. Because we had such a good time. We did most of the majors together. I think the only one we didn't do together was Chicago. So, I mean, it was kind of sad that we didn't get to do the whole journey together, but at least now we both have the stars.
I saw the picture. Really cool. So it looked like you planned the medal, but did you plan the outfits because you were wearing the same socks and you were both in purple?
Did we plan the outfits? Of course we planned the outfits. Yeah, Rachel actually left it up to me this weekend picking the theme. Wow. And I was like, you got some stars? I mean, we have stars, so let's run with the stars. And yeah, I mean, I had to match the rest of the outfit. I think hers was a little bit closer actual color wise, but yeah, we definitely coordinated and got some nice pictures out of it. So it was awesome.
Very cool. It was very cool to see. I was like, man, I wish I was out there running with you again.
I wish you were too. I spent the first 13 alone because I love running with people and I'm totally game to adjust my pace and do whatever because I love walking. I mean, give me a break. I do it a lot. But it was kind of nice to training. Yeah, basically. But it was kind of nice to just see where my paces fell. So it was yeah, a beautiful morning. There were lots of runners out. I did my my nice Nashua trail and yeah, got to be freezing cold by myself for a little bit.
Well, what else happened? Because
you already ruined the surprise, sort of. I did make a big purchase this weekend. But it was awesome. I told Rachel, I'm like, I got a hard 12 o'clock cutoff. I got to go home and shower because I have an appointment to keep. And I had an appointment to go pick up my brand new car.
Brand new car?
Brand new car. I am a member of the Toyota family now.
Yes. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
You will never need a new car again.
I mean, I'm going to keep this one for as long as I had my old car. My old one lasted me 13 years. So,
well, you had a Nissan. It lasted you 13 years. Wow.
Yep.
To think of it, I've had my truck now 11. So 2 more years I'll be up there with you.
Yeah.
Your little tiny Nissan, though, you were like, I need this car. It's small. You don't have to drive people anywhere. You don't like bigger cars. Tell us what you bought.
I still didn't get a big car. I did upgrade, though, from 2 doors to 4 doors. I have a Toyota Camry with all-wheel drive and all the bells and whistles I could ever want.
I think that's a big car. The Toyota Camry is not a little car. That's like a full-size sedan. You went from a mini sedan to full size. That is a big jump for you.
What you didn't know is I had a sedan before I got the little one. So I'm used to driving a car. The size of the car doesn't matter. It's just that when I get into the SUVs and they're just way bigger than I'm used to, that's when it gets a little iffy. No 12-passenger vans. No.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Erica hates driving anything big. She uses the big vehicle as an excuse. And she's like, I can't drive anything big. She won't drive the van during Reach the Beach. She won't even drive She won't even drive my truck because it's a mid-sized truck. It's small for a truck. She won't. So you probably won't drive Brandon's truck. We got to talk about now. You two have 2 car payments in your household at the same time. But
okay.
you upgraded to a big car. The other excuse you always use was, I have an old little car. No one wants to drive in my car. I'll just ride with everyone else. But now,
Hey, I offered to have people sit in that car and nobody wants to just
because you
it's a tight
knew
squeeze.
no one was going to take you up on that offer. But now, how's the
Yep.
back seat in the Camry? Is it a good back seat? Like,
It
let's
is.
say it was you, me, Shaina, and Nicole. Like, Shaina and Nicole would fit perfect in that back seat. Road trip in your brand new car.
Uh-huh. Well, let's just say Brandon, who is 6'3", he can sit in the car and his head will not touch the back of the
There you go.
the ceiling.
Now, what's
So
he
it's
going to
good.
do? Because he bought the brand new truck, and all he wanted to do after that was drive your car because he didn't want to put miles on his truck.
Yeah, because
Is he going to drive
eventually-
your brand new car now to save his truck's miles?
I'm going to drive my brand new car to save his truck miles. That's probably how it's going to go. He eventually wants to trade that into, he wants like they're coming out with that. Is it a hybrid truck or something? I don't know. There's like a 2026
Eventually, yeah. Toyota's
version
going to have all. Is yours a hybrid, by the way?
No, not this one.
What?
No, they didn't. They didn't have it in all-wheel drive. That's what it was.
This is where you just wait for it to come out when you want it. When you got to go get what you want. Don't settle for less. Okay,
No,
if
no.
you settled for a little less, did you at least work the price down and be like, I really wanted a hybrid. Since you don't have it, if you really want me to buy this car, you're going to have to give me a deal, take another $3,500 off. Like, did you work them at all? Or were you just like, oh, the sticker price says this? Sure.
No, I did the best I could with it, but my car was not going to make it much longer. And I did not want to pump money that could go towards a new car into my old one, just knowing that it was going to not last much longer. So I worked as much magic as I possibly could. I got as low a price as I could, and I am very happy with how everything ended up.
All right, good.
Nice
I'm happy
all-wheel
for you
drive.
because I've gone to that dealer 2 times and they didn't impress me. So hopefully you work them down.
I did my best.
Well, congratulations on your new car.
Thank you. Yes.
So I'm probably I could be anywhere from 2 months to 20 years until I get a new one. My truck will keep running, but I could use a commuter or go for a bigger truck. But no, I'm excited for you. I want to see it. What's the color real quick before we get to our guests?
It's black.
Black. Ooh, like
Black
Dale
and-
Earnhardt black.
And gray
Except
interior.
it's a Toyota, but whatever. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of Toyota.
It's a nice car. You'll have to come check it out.
Leather interior or cloth?
Leather. But it's got
Heated seats?
and cooled seats.
What about the steering wheel?
Heated steering wheel.
What's your radio like? Do you have like Android Auto, CD player? Does it have like
I don't think
digital?
it has a CD player.
I
but
know
I got-
nothing has a CD player anymore.
got
Does it have like a
XM.
digital rearview mirror? Have you seen those?
Oh my God. I put it in reverse to back into my driveway and it's got bird's eye view. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I've heard of that. That's cool.
It is so trippy. I was like, oh my God, it was throwing me off. I was like more watching that than just trying to back up into my driveway.
One more. Okay, your new car, does it have that heads up view where like it displays your speed and everything on the windshield? Yes.
Yep. And I like it because
Is that trippy?
it was different. I was like, what the hell is going on? But it's cool because with the nav package it came with, it shows what the speed limit is. So it can tell me if I'm actually speeding or not.
Yes. I have
like,
that on
ooh,
mine, but mine
that's
doesn't
cool.
display on the windshield. Okay,
Mine does.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yep.
That's
It's
so
cool.
What are the MPGs?
Oh, it's similar to my old car. I think it's only like, God, what is it? 25, 34 or something?
Oh, you got to go easy for a little bit and get the hybrid in a couple years. Yeah.
We'll see. If it's
Yeah.
cost effective, I'll totally do it. But
It will
as
be
long
totally
as it stays
cost-effective.
all-wheel drive, that's my new go-to.
Well, you don't need it. Brandon's got a truck.
Like he's gonna drive anywhere. No, we're gonna be taking my car.
I made sure when I bought the minivan, I didn't get all-wheel drive. I just wanted front wheel because it was a $4,000 less MSRP. And I'm like, there's 4 days a year I count on average that I need all-wheel drive. And I got my truck, and Ashley and the kids, it's just a snow day. Stay home and go tubing and down.
I don't get snow days, man. I gotta go out in that stuff.
Well, I'm happy for you. It's about
Good.
damn time. And maybe you can drive us to the Boston Marathon now instead of like,
We'll see.
yeah, which will be a lot of fun at mile 19. But let's get to our guest who happens to have run in a few Boston
Yes.
Marathons and a few other pretty awesome fun races and has a lot going on. Why don't we talk about Shayna Purcell?
Yeah, we had a blast talking to Shayna. She's just an excellent runner. She's actually, we're going to call her our newest hype girl. So now we
She
have a
is.
hype girl to
It's
add to the hype
official.
men that we have, right?
There's a reason to that. Let's not tell them yet. They'll find out.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys are going to love her. She's local to the New England area. She runs in a lot of the Total Image races and knows Chris Lewis and a lot of you guys, I think. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. And I hope you all enjoy Shayna Purcell on the On the Runs podcast.
Our next guest on the pod has been running since 2010 when she signed up for her first half marathon after having her first baby. She's been running every day since. She's dabbled in some ultras and marathons, but the half marathon is her jam as she's ran over 50 of them, all while carrying her inhaler and overcoming challenges along the way. It is our pleasure to welcome Shaina Purcell to the On the Runs podcast. What's up, Shaina?
Hey, hello. How are you guys?
Shayna, it's so nice to have you.
Thank you.
So excited. I'm doing well. I don't know about Eric, but I'm doing just fine. Hopefully today is going to go smooth with no computer/Riverside issues. That's been a
and
common
no
theme
fires.
lately,
I haven't shared that story yet, but no fires. Everyone listening obviously knows about the fire now.
Oh my God.
I'm texting you last night, Shayna, and it's like, I know I promised I would have the show notes to you by now, but there was a little, and by little, it was actually kind of big, fire last night in my house.
That's so scary.
It really was. It really was. We've talked about that. Obviously, if people are listening now, they've heard about it. But what a crazy 90 seconds of my life, and I can add firefighter to my resume. I'll say that for sure. But yeah, super excited to have you on the podcast. I got to know,
Yes.
You found us, and I think I know how you found us, but I would like to hear it from you.
Yeah.
How did you find us around October last year when we did our Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
Yes, that was the wonderful Chris Lewis. Matt is my husband, new husband within the past year. So we've done a ton of Total Image races. I believe we actually won. We did a 10-miler and it was a relay one year and we won.
Whoa.
Back in my fast running days, those have slowed down.
Oh no, I know you're fast. I saw how you improved your half marathon time. I know you're fast.
Yeah, but time rolls on.
Matt slows you down. We'll just go with Matt slowed you down.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to keep up with him. But yeah, I mean, she's awesome. So I obviously I listened to the podcast and I saw you guys. So I started following you and started listening to some of the other recordings and just kind of went from there. And then me being bold,
I love it.
Reached out one day and I was like, so how do you pick your guests? Want to know about me? No.
Yes, we do, Shayna. Yes, we do. We want to know more.
So, I mean, everyone has a story, but it seemed like you really targeted like real life. I mean, I know you did just have Bex Gentry.
She's a normal person too. Real life Bex Gentry.
Fangirl, but there's me and then there's Bex Gentry. So I get but I feel like you have a lot of real life stories on it. So that's why I felt compelled to kind of test the waters and see what you guys have going on.
I will never shy away from getting someone like Bex on this podcast, and we'll keep striving for that. But I will never, ever stop getting people like you and all the other Instagram runners we see and we connect with and talk to, because their stories are sometimes more true and raw, and just you get the real stories where sometimes someone like Bex gave us some great stories, but she also had someone else on the other line in the studio listening to make sure we didn't say anything we shouldn't and all that. So, we'll still get.
Oh wait, let me go to my people. Oh wait, no, we're still good.
Anyone is welcome on the podcast, but we love someone like you who we found on Instagram, and we just started chatting, and it was so cool, and it was natural and just felt right.
That's great. I'm so thrilled and thankful that you guys asked me to be on.
So if you're listening now, you want to come on, shoot me a message, and when Erica
take a chance.
It worked.
Well, let's get to know you. Let's get to know who you are, where you're from. I know
Yeah.
you're a New England girl, right?
Born and raised and never left. I grew up in a super small town in New Hampshire, Spofford, New Hampshire.
I
Not many people know Spofford, but they might know Chesterfield or Keene, New Hampshire.
Okay. I've never heard of Spofford.
There you go. You nailed it.
Spofford, Keene, Spofford's like smack in between Keene and Brattleboro, Vermont.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
Spofford.
Oh.
Spell
It's-
Spofford.
Spofford. There's a lake. My aunt lives on it. It's beautiful. It is quite beautiful there. So I still have family up there, and whole lot of nothing
Yeah,
going on out
there's
there.
nothing out there. I'm looking at it now. I mean, population 17.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. But it's it was that small town feel.
I love it.
You went to school with the same kids forever, kindergarten all the way up through senior year of high school. And when we went to Keene, it was regional, so we actually met some new people when we made it to Keene.
Oh.
But yeah, it was great. But I did not run. I did not play sports. I danced my whole life. I was a competitive dancer, danced all the way through college, even almost, but chickened out at the very last minute, tried out for the Celtics dance team.
You didn't miss out. It's just the Celtics.
No way.
Yeah, it's just no. So
I would have been
give her
bummed if
credit
you
for
said
that.
the
That's
Bruins.
pretty
That
cool.
would have been cool. If I could be a Bruins ice girl, I would totally do it.
I can't skate. Even though I grew up next to a lake, this girl falls
Oh, no.
on anything that has to do with skates, roller skates, ice skates. I can ski, but anyways,
Well, better be safe than
Yeah.
sorry.
the older you get,
That's more than me. That's more than me.
the older you get, the more you realize the harder you fall when you're on those things. So
Oh.
the more injuries that are available. But
Gravity's not nice to you when
No.
you get up there. in
no,
age.
like when I was
all things, gravity is like public enemy number one.
Yes, agreed. So yeah, and then went to Keene State. Like didn't even leave
You're a homebody.
town to go to college. I was a homebody, and
Were you
then
born in Spofford?
gravitated.
Were you like born in the barn there with the horses and next to like
No,
like are you that homegrown? Okay, you were
no,
born in a
not
real
quite
hospital.
That I was in Peterborough, New Hampshire, which is still
That
in the
might have
middle
been
of
a
nowhere.
barn.
But yeah, that might have been. There may have been horses and cows, but
Might have been a veterinarian shop. I'm just kidding.
yes,
I'm just kidding.
Hey, maybe that's why I love animals so much. But yeah, it was just kind of like I didn't really ever want to leave there yet until it was time, and then moved out of there and into this area, and tried the Boston life for a little while. Thought I was gonna thrive and just love it there, and like I wanted to live in Boston, be the city girl, and then just realized I was always going to be a country mouse and just couldn't deal with the commute and all that stuff. I did love my job out there, but it was just too much commuting back and forth from here to there. So yeah, and then here I am.
Here you are on
With
the
my
On the
little
Runs
family.
podcast. I want to tell you this. You know when you go to Google
Yes.
Maps and you might look up your town and they'll show a bunch of pictures of that town. You click on a photo, you can scroll through all the photos. Spofford,
Yes.
New Hampshire
Oh, no.
only has 3 photos.
Is there? I'm trying to even think of what it would be. There's
Really?
got to be the lake,
What are the
I
pictures
look
of?
like
the beach, a
looked
lake.
like the road. One was the road, one was the playground, and one looked like a view of not mountains, but just like scenic view.
Okay,
no lake.
that's accurate.
No lake, but yeah,
There is a lake.
pretty big lake actually, from what it looks like. So you lived on the lake. That's nice.
No, my aunt lives on the lake, but that was like the thing to do in the summer. They have like a public beach, so we did like rec camp there, and then my aunt had the house there, so we were always at the lake at some capacity. It was the only thing to do. Still kind of is.
But you are not in New Hampshire anymore. You're down in Mass. Are you in Haverhill?
Yep. Yes. Yep. Haverhill, Mass.
Haverhill,
Which is actually where my grandfather grew up. So the ironic part is my maternal grandfather grew up in the city and I never even knew about it. I never even knew that. And like my great aunt and uncle lived there until they passed away, and my mom has a cousin here still. It's just weird how things happen that way. Um, but it's a great little
You
city.
got to go trace your roots. You got to find out like where they
Yeah.
lived and where they used
Do
to
you know who
go.
the
The
That
attack.
could be a fun little
Do you know who the
Yeah.
excursion.
famous rock star is from Haverhill, New Hampshire? Or no, from Haverhill, Massachusetts. No? Famous
No.
rock star. Still today out there rocking and rolling. Rob Zombie.
Really?
Oh, I was going to say Steven Tyler. I don't know why, but okay. Rob
No, I
Zombie.
would have
That's an
never known
Rob
interesting
Zombie
that.
from Haverhill Hill, as people who aren't around from here would call it. Haverhill
Haverhill.
Hill,
Yep.
Massachusetts. Yeah, I went to
Haverhill.
high school in
Nice.
Plastow, so right on the border there.
Oh,
So I'm from
yeah.
Sandown, though. That's another small town like yours, but we went to school in Plastow. So
Oh, yeah.
All right, Shayna, you had told us that you had not run at all growing up. So, what eventually sparked your love for running?
Um, I really can't remember, that age thing kicks in. I really can't remember. Like, I feel like one day, like I had friends that ran, but my old job, they did something called the Corporate Challenge in Boston.
oh yeah, we've had
So
those.
like each
Yeah.
like they had a team and they ran in the city, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try to like run and see how that goes because I have really bad asthma.
Give it a shot.
And my mom instilled in she'll be so mad that I'm publicly saying this, even though I say it to her all the time. She instilled in my head that like I couldn't do anything beyond dance because I would like have an asthma attack. Like she was so protective because I was so sick when I was little. So
Mm.
she was so protective of me, like overprotective. So like running was like out of the question. So, I was like, all right, let's just try it. And then it
Gotcha.
literally was like, oh, I ran a mile and I found like a little mile route in my neighborhood. And I'm like, all right, well, I ran a mile. Let me try to run a little bit further. And then it literally just like snowballs from there. I'm going to run a 5K and then I'm going to sign up for a 5K race. Okay, that's exciting. I ran a race. I got a t-shirt.
Yep.
Cool. Like, and then it just kind of sprouted from there. And then, signed up for my first half marathon not too long after my daughter was born
I was going to say, was
with a
this
friend of
like
mine.
company 5K and stuff and running challenge all before your baby or after baby?
Yeah, that was before, but I wasn't really like, so I started dabbling into running before kids.
Mm-hmm.
But the half marathon thing was a huge deal for me. That was like after Avery was like 2,
Oh,
maybe.
Avery's an awesome name.
Oh,
A girl,
thank you.
right?
She's an awesome girl. Yeah. Yeah, she's great. It's funny when I look back at like the pictures from that race because I had double knee braces on. Like I was wearing like a cotton long sleeve shirt. I'm like, what am I doing? Oh my God. And it was
Is this on
this is
Instagram?
the probably not, but I'm sure I could dig it up from the archives. What is I can't think of it. The race in Lowell,
Bay
Bay State. But so it was the half in Bay State and you had to like run the route twice. And I was like, this is torture. Like I have to run this loop again. Like this is my first. So it was, definitely. I mean, what an accomplishment though. You finished in the Spinner Stadium. Like it was like such a cool
I didn't know
thing.
you
And then
finished in
from
the
then
baseball
on,
stadium. That's awesome.
I don't know if you still do, but you did back in 2010. Yeah. Long, long time ago. But
Well, you were just a
and then from
teenager
there,
then. We're not old.
I mean, I was barely like what 17, 18.
You and I were both teen parents. We're both teen parents. That's what we were.
Yeah. Yes. So and then it just kind of kept going from there. And I became a little bit more competitive with myself. I literally ran every single morning 5 miles. I had 2 routes, and I would do one day and one the other day, and just kept working on my speed.
Is that when you started a pack? So you sent me a video. I watched the video, and in the video you said you started a pack with your husband. that you would run every day.
Oh, no, we started that pact in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, January 1st, 2021.
So is this the streak that he was telling us about in the
Yeah, I was like,
the
she's run
opening?
every day
The intro?
since.
Yeah, not
I
since
should have been. I should have.
2010.
Know what? I should have known better because you just got married. So your husband, you just
I was
yeah.
like, damn.
Yes, yes. No, yeah, but still, like 2 years, 3 years strong now.
Every
Yeah,
day. Every day.
every day, at
That's
least a
awesome.
mile.
Yes.
So,
Well, go back to that. Let's
like,
go back to like training for that half marathon though, because your mom kind of, you said, like made you think in your head, like you can't do anything more than dance because you had asthma. You've had asthma your entire life. Was that a challenge, like a
mhm.
mental challenge of like, I want to do this half marathon, but I don't even know if I can make it through the training to get to the starting line?
Oh, for sure. And I always had to have my inhaler. I mean, I think for that race and other races since, I just carry the inhaler in my hand, or I had my little spy belt. Um, but the ironic thing is through all the running, it actually helped condition my lungs and made them stronger, um, which is pretty incredible for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, if, seasonally or if I get sick or whatever, I'm using my nebulizer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like glued to my inhaler or whatever. But overall, it's been so much better. And the only thing I can attribute that to is running, because my pediatrician told my mom that I would grow out of it. Here I am,
Hey,
a
And you
little
didn't.
older than when I had a pediatrician. So,
Aw.
so I've never experienced asthma. I've never had that problem. I don't think Erica has either. So it's very new to me as
Mhm.
far as I'm trying to learn about it now. I know it's basically like the pathway to your lungs gets, swollen at times. So do you know why that is and why it's happened to you and why you've, like you said, you haven't outgrown it? Do you know those answers?
the medical answers?
The
No.
Shayna answers.
The Shayna answers. Um, it's, I think anything like for like if you're sick, like it attacks my lungs first. So they get super inflamed
Mm.
and my airway is constricted. So it's causing, less air to go through my lungs. So it makes it harder to breathe. Forget like even having any sort of like phlegm or congestion or anything, that just makes it worse. Um, but
Right.
yeah, it's like some people have sports induced asthma, so it only happens when they're like active. Because when you're like breathing heavy and breathing hard, so some people can't regulate their breathing. And that's like
Mm-hmm.
a similar thing with like an asthmatic. Like you can't regulate it. Sometimes you can't regulate it and you literally can't like catch your breath. And the only thing that helps you is like the albuterol or whatever inhaler that you have, because it acts, it's
Gotcha.
like fast acting and it opens up the airways for you. It could be short lived though.
Hmm.
So kind of have to gauge about how
So
you're
does it
feeling.
only like attack you or trigger you when you aren't 100% healthy, as far like if you just having a little cold or something, it's more likely? Or has it happened before where you're feeling great and then all of a sudden you get an asthma attack in a run or in any activity?
Yeah, it can come on at any time. Like even if I will never be without my inhaler. And there's been times where I have been without it and it's like scary, and the anxiety also kind of induces that feeling like too. So
Oh.
um I try never to be without it ever. They're everywhere. They're everywhere in my house. They're in my car. They're in my purse. They're
Right.
downstairs on the treadmill. They're like, yeah,
You got them in
everywhere.
every little nook and cranny
It's
corner.
one of the essentials. You got to have your
Yep.
what? The phone,
Yep.
wallet,
Yep.
keys, inhaler.
Exactly.
You know,
Boom. Four things.
you're
At
you're
least
better
phone,
than me
wallet,
because
keys,
I am
inhaler.
supposed to carry EpiPens every day with me wherever I go, and I don't. I
Oh,
just
Mm-hmm.
don't. I haven't had to use one in forever, and I don't do it. So, but with me, when I sense a allergic reaction happening, there's these trigger points, and I'm like, oh, so it's a food type of reaction. It's dairy, and when I have something, I can taste it or feel it on the tip of my tongue, and my tongue will get swollen. and I know what to do. I have these other
Mm.
action plans to do, and one is just chug water, chug water, chug water, or take something like a anti-inflammatory medicine before I take the EpiPen and before I even take
Mm-hmm.
Benadryl.
Oh.
So in that case for you, if you're not anywhere around your inhaler, like do you have like steps to take when you're having an attack? Like, okay, I don't have my inhaler, I have to do this. Like for me, it's the chugging water. What would it be for you, or do you need
Mm-hmm.
that inhaler all the time?
I mean, it depends because I think what I can do is almost like breathing techniques, right? Like if you were having a panic attack or whatever, because you just kind of have to slow down your breathing. You really have to you have to
Mm.
stop and you really have to like work through it. Um, I've only had to do that fortunately a couple times. Um, because if I'm like super, super sick, I'm not going to be outside running or putting my lungs under distress, you know,
Right.
except for last year when I was wicked sick and I was training for Boston and I was literally using my nebulizer before I would go out for my 18-mile run, which is like,
Oh no.
there's definitely
That's not how you want to start a long
no,
run.
no. So yeah, that was brutal. But yeah, it's just something I've learned to live with. Like you've learned to live with that. Like you have your coping mechanisms, like I try to be as prepared as possible with my 30 inhalers,
Mhm.
but yeah, you never know. But I just, like I said, it's gotten so much better than it was. So I try to take it that way. But yeah,
Like just
it's just going to be one
personally
of
or
those
like
things.
medically too? Because I imagine, throughout the years, everything's gotten better too. Medically, like the
Hmm.
inhalers are better. Probably everything in there is better. The
Oh,
prescriptions and
advancements and
all
stuff?
that, and just medicine science. Like when you and I were kids in the 80s, they didn't know what they know now.
No. And there's fast acting inhalers and there's like preventative inhalers. Unfortunately, because
Mm.
healthcare is so awesome and expensive, uh, the really good stuff
Mm.
is expensive. And, for a while I didn't have the best insurance. So I had to like sacrifice using the good medicine because I couldn't afford it, which is
Ah.
disgusting. But, you just kind of have to but yes, medicine has come a long way. It's just
Mhm.
pricey.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we definitely need to do something to revamp this system. I was just reading something earlier about the different costs of insulin based on like what country you're in. And it's like $6 I don't know if it's a dose or like a month's supply or something. In like Australia, it's a little bit more in France. It's like $100 for the US. It's just
It's insane.
absolutely insane how much they jack up the price for that. So I don't know. Here's hoping that somebody can do something about that in the
Yeah.
future. I don't know.
Yeah, run for office,
Till
Erica.
then,
Make a change. You can
yes.
do it. You have my vote.
God, oh God, I am the least
Yes, you have my
politician
vote
you want
too.
out here.
She
God, let's rally behind somebody else. We'll go somebody else. Not me.
So you hinted training for Boston, and I think you ran Boston
Mhm.
recently, but you've actually run Boston many times.
Three. Three
Hmm,
times. My only marathon that I've ever ran has been Boston.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Which one was your first? Which
Yeah.
year?
2013.
The year. That year.
Oh
The
no way.
year. The year.
The year. Is that the medal right
Yes.
behind you?
Did you
I
like
can
how
see
I like
the ribbon.
they're like hanging up in my room and I was like,
Beautiful.
you know what? I'm just gonna display her nice and pretty there.
Well
So
done.
Yes.
professional, unlike
She's
us.
We appreciate
I
that kind of
just have
stuff.
nothing but laundry around me.
with and like well, you're not facing that way for a reason. Right? You don't need to see what's over there. Yeah, that was my first marathon.
So it was only like a 3 years from going like, oh my God, that half marathon was something else. And then I'm going to run a marathon.
Yeah, and I had my son in October of 2012, and then I was on maternity leave, and my friend Michelle was like, so, and she was the one I ran with all the time. She's like, so we have the opportunity to get bibs through John Hancock if we fundraise. So I kind of told them that we would do it. And I was like, huh, what?
Like,
She was like, when are we ever going to get the opportunity to do this? And it was great because the company I used to work for, John Hancock, was like a partner. Like it was insurance and investments. And we got to fundraise for whatever, we got to pick the charity. Like we had a certain dollar amount we had to hit, but
that's
we got to
Oh,
pick
cool.
the charity.
wow.
Yeah. So, and
I
we
like
had a
that.
charity in mind because like a good friend of ours had cancer and she had beat it. So she does a fundraising thing every year. So it was all like all stars were aligning, but I was like, hi, just had a baby. Like what? And training had to start like the end of December. And I was like,
Mm.
okay. I'm like, am I doing this? I guess I'm doing this. And yeah, we fortunately, good friends of mine were part of a running club in North Andover. And like truly without that running club that first year, like I wouldn't have known what to do in terms of like, because every week they had other people training for Boston. So they did a long
Mhm.
run that kind of everyone followed like the same ish plan. So like you knew if you had to get like 16 miles in, they were doing like a 16 or 17 miler that weekend. And it just worked out great. Plus you
That's
had the support
awesome.
of like, 20 people or more to run with every week.
Yeah.
So that was a huge motivator too. And we had some like pretty major storms that year too. So like we had to be super creative with like our
Oh,
training and yeah, that was like a total shock for me. I couldn't even believe. I'll never forget like after I hit like when I hit like 14 miles for the first time. I'm like, this is the longest I've ever ran. Like it was like 13.2 miles, and I was like, this is the longest I've ever ran. And then every week we'd be like, this is the longest we've ever ran, which is so crazy to think of now. But fortunately we had like a beyond like the snow we had a pretty decent training cycle. No real injuries then or anything. So we were like ready to go.
so were you an outdoor runner the whole time, even with all these storms, or do you have a treadmill at home where you would supplement your
So we
training?
would definitely do some tread. We would try to always do our
Mm.
long runs outside. The longest I've ever ran on our
Yes.
treadmill is 13
Oh my God,
miles.
that's got to be brutal. I could never do that.
It was brutal. Yeah.
Did you go straight? Did you take breaks? Did you watch a movie? Were you like,
I took breaks. I watched like movies, TV shows. I had them all like ready to go, taped. Like,
That's how you
yeah,
got to do it, whatever it takes.
yeah,
so I can do a stationary bike for hours, like a Peloton or something, and I can watch movies on that, but I can't do the running thing for more than 75 minutes on a treadmill. I can't.
yeah.
It's just mentally challenging in a different
Hmm.
way for some
See,
reason.
I can't do the bike because my ass will start to hurt. And
Yeah.
I'm
You just
like,
need more
no,
ass
this
training.
sucks. So I,
On the
There's a
next On the
button.
I
Runs
don't like that.
podcast.
No,
Sounds
you know
so
what you
bad.
need? You don't wear
Edit,
the
edit.
shorts with chamois.
I do sometimes. Well, if it's longer than a 60-minute ride, I will wear them. But I can't. I don't know. I get bored on the bike. I don't know. I run.
Yeah,
So I
same.
think I get into the like autopilot where it just like you just keep moving and then I don't know, you just forget about it. So that must be you on the bike.
Yep.
So I want to go back to training though, because not only is it winter training, but you have a newborn
Hmm.
at home. Like we're talking legit
Hmm.
newborn. I know what this is like. Like you don't get much sleep. I don't know what you're doing for feeding. If you're
Yeah,
breastfeeding, you're up all night. If you're not breastfeeding, you're still up all night. And then you have a daughter,
yeah,
Avery, at home, and she's a couple years old. So you're full
yeah,
time mom. You're legit growing a human. Like you're up that baby's up every 3 hours. They don't sleep through the night at this point. So how are you
yeah.
managing training while
I think I blacked out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe that
I
was the
think I
best
blacked
thing.
out. Yeah, I think I think so because I don't really remember. No. I mean, it was definitely a challenging time for all the reasons, but You know, it's like one of those things when like you put your mind towards something and you've like committed to something. I was just like so motivated to do it and to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, the power of the mind. Such a mental, as much as running is physical, it's so mental too, as you know. Um,
Did you have a goal in mind for the marathon, or was this just kind of a
to
I want to
finish.
finish
It's a
it, say
victory
I
lap.
did one? Okay.
Yep.
The goal is to get to
It
the
is.
Just don't
starting
want to
line,
be,
and then it's your
I
victory
want it
lap.
to still be light out. Just as long as it's still light out and it's not, I'm not coming in the last runner. That was my goal. No.
Well, sometimes the last runner is like really cool because the whole crowd's there cheering. But from what I hear, Boston's the opposite. Like they're tearing down all the staging, nobody's there, and then
What is with races that do
I don't
that
know.
too? Like that's so annoying to me.
Mm.
Like other races I've been there. Oh
It's probably
God.
just the cities and their permits. I'm thinking like it's like you got to have it down by 6 o'clock or else you pay a
Yeah.
fine. The Ironmans are awesome because the race does end at midnight, but like the last hour is a party. Everyone has those thunder sticks. They're cheering. They bring the
Oh,
last
it's so
runner in with
awesome.
angels, and it's just a party. And so I heard Berlin or is it London or maybe both, Erica. Like it's still a party at the end. They keep everything up for the last runner.
London's really good for that. They love like the back of the pack runners, and even New York City does that for the final finishers. Like there's a huge party at the end for them. So not sure about Berlin though. But at least I mean I wish that more races could do that. I mean, maybe it is a time constraint kind of thing, but I mean, you should celebrate the people who are putting in the most effort, who are on their feet for the
Yeah,
longest. I mean, they deserve it just as much as the people who are winning the thing.
absolutely.
So let's go to race day.
Mhm.
Let's go to 2013 Boston Marathon. I don't know this story. I purposely
Ugh.
did not research to see how your race went because we know that's the year of the bombing and there's a lot of stories that we've heard. And I like to
Yeah.
hear these for the first time. So take us to race day. Spare no details. You can start wherever you want, but typically people start with like getting on the bus and getting ready and all those logistics and the nerves. And then the gun goes off and you start.
Yeah. So we were on a bus that was like an independently organized bus from some of the people in our running club and other running clubs or whatever that left out of Boxford. And it's funny because you could still run Bandit. Remember those days?
Hmm.
So
That was the
that
end
was
of
no more Bandit. So Michelle's husband and brother-in-law were gonna run it Bandit because why not do that? And actually,
hmm
our good friend Pete was also running it Bandit, and he was kind of going to be pacing us. So he was running it for fun and pacing us. And then we had
Yeah.
Michelle's husband and brother-in-law that were also running it, but they were going to run with a different crew that were like, not going to be going, not that we were going fast, but they had no like pace in mind or anything. And we were so
Wait a
nervous.
second. What is running bandit? Because I just Googled it and I don't know if it's right.
Without a bib, with like being not registered without a bib.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that is what Google says.
Yeah. Yes.
So
hmm
you
Testing
weren't
me.
bandit or were you bandit?
No, I wasn't. I was official. I had a number, I had all the stuff.
Okay.
I was ready to
I
go.
thought so.
And they gave us a bag. So every runner had a yellow bag with their bib number on it that you could put stuff in and put it on a bus. And then the bus was going to take it to the finish line so you could get your stuff after and change or whatever. So we had our little bags. I remember all I could eat that morning was like half a plain bagel. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to eat. I don't know if it's going to mess up my stomach. Like, I was just so nervous. Like, I was like, I don't know what to do. And we got to Runner's Village and we were just like in awe with all the people. Now, we were in like the charity wave. So, like, it was later in the day.
hmm
It was warmer than what we had anticipated. So we changed our outfits like 2 days before because we had matching outfits. And we had put our names on our shirts so that people would yell our name. Somebody gave us that tip. So if you wrote Shayna or Michelle on your shirt, the people would be like, "Go Shayna!" And it was just like an extra like energy boost, power up. We had matching everything. We had a little headbands we got at the expo. We put our little tattoos on that they gave us, whatever. And it was like but it was like kind of overcast-ish. Like it was just like a good running weather day. And I knew I was going to see family in like the Hopkinton area because my cousin lived in Holliston. Like I was trying to track like who I was going to see like throughout the course. We knew that we were going to have people at the finish line, and actually the girl that we did the fundraising for was going to be at the finish line. So we started running, and Pete was with us, and he kept us, very like on course. He was like taking pictures of us and like posting them to Facebook, like they're a mile this, like blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
We felt pretty good. We had to like stop a couple times, and I mean, we ran the whole time. The whole thing, like try not to walk. we did run the whole time, but we did stop at water stops and everything. Where my friend Pete was like being like, going through the scream tunnel with all the girls, and like, he's, people are offering like beer, and they're like, have a beer. And he's like, okay, cool. Like, cause he wasn't running it for like, he was just running it for fun. And we were just like chugging along. So we're about 3 miles away, and my phone starts ringing. Cause I always carry so the other thing too is I always carry my phone on my arm. And I never use earbuds. I always play my music on my arm because I have a serious fear of like, you hear so many things about like women being attacked from running and stuff. So like, especially with these noise canceling earphones, like that's so scary to me. So I always have my phone on me, like for whatever reason, if my kids need to reach me, whatever. So I had my phone on my arm. I was playing music. They call me the boombox.
I love it.
In case you want to know. I'm the boombox. Some people find it very annoying when you're running in a race. I've gotten yelled at by people before and be like, can you turn your music off? And like, just mind your own business and have your own. Bye. Go run. Go ahead. Pass me. Bye-bye. And my phone kept ringing, and it was my ex, and he was like, oh, and I'm looking at my phone and go, who calls somebody when they're running a marathon? Like, and I was like, decline. Decline. So I'm like, and Michelle's like, what the hell? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not still running.
Was he your ex at the time?
No.
Oh, okay. The way you said it, I was thinking like,
No.
I'm declining my ex.
No.
Like,
yeah.
No.
Don't call me. No. He was not,
I'm a little busy
he's
right
not at
now.
the time.
I can't answer.
So he started calling again. And I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, and I look at Pete and I go, can you like call him and tell him to stop calling me? Like, I'm busy right now. Like, I can't talk on the phone. So when he called a third time and picked up, and I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, there's a bomb at the finish line. And I was like, what? He's like, there's a bomb at the finish line. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then cell phone service like cut out. So I'm like, okay.
Shit. So
I look at Michelle's like, what's wrong? And I go, he said there was a bomb at the finish line. She's like, what? So I look at Pete and I'm like, I don't know. I just was like, not what you're expecting to hear when you're running a marathon. So I'm like,
no, that is not a common thing to say at a race. Not at all. Like, what the hell?
So we're still running. Nobody's stopping. We're like running. We're like going by the sit go sign. Like we're getting closer to the finish line here. So Pete's like, I'm just going to ask the cop because, there's cops all the way along, like the detail along the route. So he like goes up to one of the cops. He's like, hey, we heard there's something going on at the finish line. Like, is there any reason to be concerned? Like whatever. And he was like, no, because word hadn't even gotten to all of the cops.
How many minutes do you think has passed from the phone call to the cop?
I mean, we ran all the way until we were half a mile away.
So
before
you ran 2.5 miles from that phone call.
Yeah.
Unless you're running 4-minute miles, that's like 20
Wow.
something minutes. That's
I mean, no, I definitely wasn't. Nope. So, yeah. And there was no concern. And then all of a sudden, like, it literally was like, like a wall of people just like stopped. And we were like, what's going on? And then we heard people talking or whatever. And there was no cell service. People were freaking out. People were crying. You could hear ambulances. Like, we had no idea like what was going on. So we couldn't call anybody. And then we were like, oh my God, we have to find her husband and brother-in-law because like they don't know anything. So we were like waiting for them to like catch up to us basically. So we eventually did find them. Then they like rerouted us through like, we walked probably another 5 miles like around the city. Like they just kept, you couldn't go anywhere. Like you literally had to walk like around the perimeter of the city.
Right.
We finally found a bar because like my phone was dead, Michelle's was dying. We found a bar that they let us charge a phone there or whatever. We had no money on us. We literally were like, all of our stuff was in our bags for like after. Michelle's car keys were in her bag.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
There was just so many things going on. We like it were in complete denial. All we could do was watch on the TV at the bar, like what was happening. And I mean, I was like sick. Sick to my stomach. I didn't, there's so many things that go through your head. Had I been faster, had I been, had that it had happened where we were, like, there's just so many things like, it was just a very traumatizing. I mean, I was unwell for like that entire week until they actually found him in the boat. Like I think I was like a zombie that whole week because it was like it was the scariest thing I had ever been through in my whole life. I remember coming home that night. Backtrack a little bit. They dumped all of the bags, which I still don't understand how this was okay when like the whole thing was like a bomb in a backpack. So why they would have dumped all the bags for like anyone to go through was beyond me. But they basically just like emptied the buses of bags out into like a common area. And we scoured through the bags and we found Michelle's bag. I literally have no idea, like higher power shit. Like I don't know, like scoured through these bags and couldn't even believe it. We didn't find mine, but they were the volunteers or whoever were telling us that like any bags we could retrieve like a couple days later after they had like any bags that were uncollected, they were going to take all the bags and then we could come and get them.
Gotcha.
But we found her bag and we somehow were able to get back to a bus that was able to take us back to Boxford. Like it just like completely crazy. Like so crazy.
At what point were you able to use your phone again and get back in touch with your husband and now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Was everybody okay that was supposed to meet you at like the finish area?
Everybody was okay because they weren't actually at like, my ex wasn't at the finish line-ish yet because, they were doing what you do before the Boston Marathon or at the Boston Marathon. They're at the bars drinking. So, so they weren't actually there yet. They were, Michelle's friend that we did the fundraising for, like she was at a restaurant that was near there. I think she couldn't hear because the explosion, like it was like, yeah.
Oh.
Physically, they were okay. Mentally, she was not. But
that's understandable.
It's just one of those things. It's like I'm like, what, of all the times, of all the marathons, like of all the instances, like it was just so. You just think about a lot of things. It makes you think about a lot of things.
Just hearing this story again, like from all the different perspectives, I get goosebumps every time. It just hits it hits home. Like you're doing this for fun, for sport, for health, for whatever your reason for running, and then like a huge tragedy like this happens, and like I wasn't there, I wasn't involved, but it hits home so hard, and it's hard to understand, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to put into words.
Yeah.
Just process it. Hard to process.
It's one of those weird things where you'd never imagine something like that happening to you.
Right.
Like with the fire in my house the other day, never in my life did I think that would ever happen to me. It happens to everybody else, right? But then when it does happen to you, you think of all those scenarios. Like, what if it happened 30 minutes earlier? What if it happened 30 minutes later when I went to bed? In your case, what if you were 3 miles faster, right? And you were at the finish line. That it's just weird when those things happen. And I guarantee, like, for the rest of your life, you become more cautious of those things and what you can do to prevent or to safeguard against it. Like, it just clicks now that it's happened versus the whole thought process of that will never happen to me. You see it on the news, never to me.
Right. It definitely, like, you know, I have fear of crowds. If I see a bat, like, it's all these like things that like are still weird that I still pick up on. Like, you know, when after COVID, when, you know, crowds were a thing again. And like, I went to New York City for the first time last year. I know, isn't that weird? And there were so many people and I was like, this is too many people. I feel like something could happen right now. And I'm just like, you know, it's just like it's weird. It's just it changes your whole life and your whole perspective. But like, they came back and said, you know, anyone that didn't finish the race, they were going to offer a spot in the 2014 marathon.
So you got that phone call or that email or whatever.
Yeah, we got that email and we didn't even have to fundraise again per se. They said it was encouraged, like fundraising is encouraged. So we actually did fundraise. We chose a different charity and we did raise some money for Joslin Diabetes in honor of Michelle's mom and my cousin Katie. But talk about fear.
I was just going to say, like, we just talked about that whole scenario situation and crowds, and now you're going back. Was there any hesitation, like, between you and Michelle where you're like,
It was a weird thing. Like, we were like afraid, but at the same time, we're like, we deserve that. Like, we deserve to cross that finish line. Like, that we worked hard for that. And that was a weird thing too, like that we were like selfishly we were mad that got taken away from us, like, which sounds kind of wrong to say, but like
I don't think that's selfish. I don't.
It's a weird,
you put in so much work and time, and
I'm like, I can't believe this is happening.
You should have
been
there.
This is happening. But yeah, it was definitely a much different experience the next year because security was like bananas. Like at Runner's Village, like you looked up and there was like SWAT on the roof with like giant guns and like, you know, so much police presence and just like people and so much undercover. Like you could tell that there was like a lot of undercover there too. And then I'm like, does that make me feel safer? Is it scarier? Like, I don't know. And yeah, we powered through. And I'll tell you, I still get emotional thinking about finally getting that moment. Yeah, that was overwhelmingly emotional because it was already going to be emotional anyway. Like, oh my God, I'm crossing the finish line of the Boston Marathon, but then to have it like, happen. And even like, if you watch on my Instagram, the video of that I like compilation that I put together, like I was last year, I was like a literal bawling disaster. I was like, I mean, I cry like at anything because I'm a very emotional person, but like, I was like, wow, Shayna, talk about some ugly crying while you're running down Boylston Street. Like, Jesus. It's just such a like a wow, I can't believe I made it here. You know, it's like you put in so much work and effort and time into this one thing. And it's like, here you are.
Not only that, but you're raising a newborn baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Those darn kids. Yeah.
It's, I totally understand like how hard it is to train and do all that while having toddlers in the house and all that. So, you know, kudos to you. I mean, you earned it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So you had 2013 and 2014, and you said you just ran it. Was it just this last year?
Yeah,
Was it 22?
2023, because I
23.
wanted to do like 10 years,
Ooh.
like a little anniversary tribute.
I got a question then. 2013 to
Mhm.
2014, you saw so many differences in the security and like the SWAT team. 10 years later, was it the same or was it more relaxed? What were the differences from 2014 to 2023 with like, were there SWAT guys up top looking down over you or?
Well, you know what? I didn't even get a chance to look because my bus got lost on the way to Runners
Sounds like a
Village,
good
and I
story.
barely made it
No.
to the start line on time. I'm not even joking. Like oh my God. I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, am I going to miss the start of this race right now? Oh my gosh. Well, it was like, a beautiful day of pouring rain and humidity that day. But yeah, it was because we just hopped on the bus to take us, because this year or this time, I took the charity buses from the Common up to Hopkinton, and just by chance, the bus that I got on decided to take a wrong turn and was very lost. Like, we were up in like a development somewhere, and like when I say panic was ensuing on this bus, people were panicking, like yelling at the poor driver. Like, I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe this is happening to me right now. And I'm just looking at my watch going, okay, I'm trying not to panic. I'm going to miss this race. Here we go. Yeah, because I literally only had time to like get off the bus, and she didn't even drop us in the right spot. We literally had to walk a little bit further, and like everybody was basically gone out of Runners Village, and then I literally like had to run and pee, and then basically like shed my throwaway clothes, and then go, like ready to go. It was nuts.
So you had no time at all to like relax for a couple minutes.
No time.
No time.
No time to poop.
Stress and then race.
Nope. There was no time to do quite anything. Nope. If you did, it would have to have been really fast.
That's awful. Not a way you want to start anything.
And it was pouring rain.
It was, that's right.
Yeah, it was yucky, but at least it was warm. At least it wasn't like a cold rain. It was like pretty warm that day. But I had a great race. Like, I really did. I had a plan, stuck to the plan, saw family, knew exactly where they were going to be, knew where my charity was going to be at the top of Heartbreak. Like, I just had all my and I was running by myself this time. So I just was kind of like, just go for it. And it really was, even though the elements weren't in my favor, at least it wasn't like 100 degrees with blaring sun or like snow. There's always a silver lining. But yeah, it was a good little anniversary run for me. It was good.
So we have 3 marathons for you, Shayna.
Yes.
So you've got the 2013, 14, and 23 Boston marathons. What were you doing in between these? I mean, those can't be your only races.
No.
What have you been up to in between?
Lots of other races of other distances. 5Ks, 10Ks, a few 10 milers, but really like I found that the half marathon was like my sweet spot of distance where like I could push it in terms of like speed and not be like dead. And I just I found some races that I really liked, and I just kept going back and doing them over and over again.
I have a couple that I like to do that too.
Wallace Sands.
Oh, that's a nice race.
Yeah.
Yes. That one's got a real sneaky hill in there somewhere.
Sneaky.
I remember it's like mile 7, and I was like, hey.
But it's short. But it's sneaky but short. The thing that gets you is the wind coming around the bend there in the beginning.
That's true too.
Yeah.
How many times have you run Wallace Sands?
Gosh. Maybe like 10. Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe 9 or 10.
Wow, that's a lot.
I did that one when I was 6 months pregnant with Colby.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that was part of my
That's
training
impressive.
cycle. Yeah, you didn't want to see my thighs though. I don't know why I decided to wear shorts that day, but your girl had some thighs going on, and it was not a pretty sight. But yeah, that's a great one. Um, the other one I love is Clarence DeMar in good old Keene.
You just did that,
That's another
Erica.
great race.
Very nice. This past year, I just ran the
Oh,
full this
that's on
past
my
year, and that was my
list.
first
That's on my
time
list.
checking it
Yeah.
out. So it was
Yeah.
nice. That's pretty hilly too. Those like snuck up on
Yeah.
you, but that was a final. I was supposed to be tapering for my big 100-miler last year, and I was like, I might as well just do a marathon. And it was like the Sunday before I left,
Oh my
so
God.
that was not the smartest move on my part. So I feel like I have to go
Yeah, you
back
got to
and
redeem
give it
yourself.
another
Yeah.
shot.
It is a good course. I do like that a
You
lot.
know what else
Definitely.
you've done? I noticed is you did the Yeti challenge, which was
Yeah.
like an ultra marathon in 24 hours. You had to
Yeah.
run what, like 5 miles every 5 hours?
miles. Yeah, I think so. I think that was the breakdown. Yeah, that was a COVID was a weird time, wild times during COVID. I was like, I'm gonna do this.
I dragged him into that stuff too. So you know about the Yeti Trail Runners. That was my 100.
Oh
I
yeah,
ran with the Yetis. They are some awesome people.
yeah. That was like that was when everything was like virtual, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I found a couple buddies to do it with, and I just remember like setting an alarm for myself and being like, psh, psh, all right, time to get up and run 5 miles.
Did you recruit friends to run with you during some of those 5 miles?
Yes. Yes, I did have a couple friends that we did do that together.
Now, how are you? Because Erica recruited me to run, and when I ran with her, she was very tired and very grumpy.
I think I was that same version. At least at like the ones in the middle of the night.
Now I don't feel so bad.
But I've done Reach the Beach a bunch of times too. So I know kind of what
There
that
you
feels
go.
like. Yeah. So
Used to it.
I channeled my Reach the Beach energy.
Excellent. So you said you've done Reach the Beach. Have you done that like a few times, or have you done any other Ragnar races? Or I don't
That's
even know what's really around for relays, like besides Ragnar.
no, I mean, that's the only one I've done. I think I've done it 5 times.
What's your team name?
One time as an ultra.
Oh, you did the
Awesome.
ultra
Oh
too.
my God.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
very nice.
don't do that. That was horrible. You just felt like you never stopped running. Yeah, we were
We just did that last year, and I was
ooh.
like, "Why?"
Because
It
well, my
hurt.
team Born to Run. I know, very. We channeled
Must be
our little
Springsteen fans.
Springsteen. But we had great singlets.
Excellent.
Great advertising. But the first year we did it as a team, we did the ultra. So the last year we added people and we had a full 12-person team. And we were like, this is awesome. We are never going back. I got the sweatshirt that says I did the ultra, but I am never doing that again. It's all about the swag.
Yeah, I made the mistake of, we did it last year, and I signed up to do it again this year, the ultra, and I'm constantly questioning my decisions.
Yeah.
But that's a me problem.
Well, more power to you.
Yeah, we are the Penguins. We are the Penguins marching south. So if you're ever out there, come say hi.
I love that.
It's code for PMS.
I love that.
They wouldn't let them. They wouldn't
Hey.
let them go Team PMS on the
Yep,
registration,
accurate.
so they had to go Penguins marching south.
That surprises me because I feel like they have a lot of risque names out there.
I'm kidding. I don't know if that's the reason why, but
I'm pretty
the
sure he's
story is
lying,
you were
but-
PMS and you wanted to stick with it, right?
I didn't. Yeah, so originally the team, I think they were the Perpetual Motion Squad, and I don't know what led us to changing it, but Penguins came up and we stuck with it, and we've been doing it since like 2016, I think. That was our first year as the Penguins, and yeah, I've been doing that ever since.
I
too.
love that.
I love those
Yeah,
races. They're so much
so
fun.
fun.
Good
So-
times.
So Shayna, we have a couple friends of the pod, and we like to call them like the ultimate hype man. We have Maurice and Dave. They're like super big hype mans out there, and we like to pump tires of everyone too, and talk about what they're doing. And I don't think we have a hype girl yet, Erica. Do we have a hype girl?
Erica was like, oh.
I'm pretty sure we could consider Mary a hype girl, but like, we'll see.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this kind of just is a new adventure for me. I've been a personal trainer since 2020 because there's no better time to study for a certification when you're stuck at home. But I've always been big into obviously physical fitness, running, whatever, working out. And at my old place of employment, we had a small gym and a trainer that would do small group fitness with us. And he kind of inspired me to, kind of fall in love with personal training and that it was like not CrossFit, like mini CrossFit, but not really like as I don't want to like say anything bad about CrossFit people, but not, cuckoo CrossFit. It was like a really good, like things that I never thought I would do, like pull-ups and push-ups and
We'll call it circuit training.
circuit training. So
There you go.
I went on this, one time he said, I think you'd be a really good coach. And I was like, I don't know if I could do that. Like, but I decided to go for it. And it's been like a really big passion for me. And I love helping people become the best versions of themselves that they can be. And I love hyping people up, but also like really helping them, hone in on what their goals are and like the changes they want to make and how we can get them there. So from that, I was like, I've had friends that we've done races together and informally trained them for running a half marathon. Like a couple of friends of ours did a half marathon last year. And I kind of like trained them because they didn't know what to do. I didn't advise it. And they know I would say this, but like they went from running 5Ks straight to a half marathon. Like usually there's a progression there, but hey, more power to you. And they did awesome. But like I have a very supportive husband, very encouraging husband who's always like, you should do this and you should do this, and friends that say the same thing. And so I decided to go on this venture, and now I have just kind of organically grown this like hype girl fitness hype girl. Right now it's strictly running because with the personal training thing, it's hard if I don't have a space to bring people into, like for one-on-one training. Like if I could go to their house if they had space for that. Everybody has a space, and sometimes gyms frown upon when you go into the gym and you don't work for them. Like you don't work for Planet Fitness and then you're like in there coaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want to like make anyone angry. So right now it's running because I can do it in person or virtually. And I have 4 ladies currently signed up, 3 for 5Ks and 1 for a 10K. And I have them all on training plans, and we incorporate strength into their workouts as well as the running plan. And it's been awesome. Like sometimes you just need that one person, like I've said to them, like anyone can Google like, how do I run a 5K? Okay. Like, here you go. Here's a running plan. But like, if you don't know what you're doing, and if you don't know, like, and if it's just you, like, if you have no one kind of like pushing you along, keeping you accountable, there's no one, who's to say like you're actually going to like, well, sign up or do it. But then number 2, actually like do it well, or do it as well as you want to do it.
Yeah.
So, it's been awesome. And I really hope that it continues to grow and progress. And, even if people just want advice or, I'm just always, I'm the supportive friend that like will sit there and listen to you if you just want to talk and tell me like, vent to.
You're the hype
girl. And it's always been
it's the perfect
it's always been a joke. Like I work at F45 and like that was like, oh, hype girl Shayna. Like my friend Steph had to like shirts made like hype girl Shayna.
That's
but
awesome.
I was like, well, why don't I play off of that? You know what I mean? Because like, I am your hype girl. Like, I'll hype girl you all day long. Like, how do you know what I mean? But I know it's not just about like being the rah rah, like, you can do it girl. You also have to have like the background to like back it up and the actual like knowledge, which is why I went through some NASM CBT certified, but now I'm ISSA running coach certified. So I just became certified in that. Because like, you know, a little more education never hurt anybody. So yeah, it's been awesome. And I think it's challenging me to like put myself out there more. And like, you know, I went to school for journalism, go figure. And I always thought I wanted to be like a weather girl. I'm like, I want to be on the news.
A totally different direction for you.
Yeah, totally different direction. But like, I feel like, you know, that's always been like a part. Like, I just need to like drag it out of me. You know what I mean? And see if, you know, if I can push myself out of my comfort zone at the same time.
Gotcha. I think that's a totally great thing that you did. I mean, if you had the time, if you were home doing the what do I do during COVID kind of thing, yes, get that education, do the damn thing. I'm all about that.
And then putting yourself out there and just doing it. It's like that quote, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, right? You just got to do it.
Yeah.
You just got to go out and do it. And it sometimes just takes a little bit to, you know, get started. And then once you get started, you just keep rolling and you're like, I'm all in now. I'm going for it. And it seems like that's where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super pumped about Hype Girl Fitness. Guys are welcome too, I'm assuming. You're just yes okay.
Yeah,
so
and that's what Matt said. He's like, it's just because you couldn't be a hype girl for all. I'm like, I'm a hype girl for all. That's why I'm trying not to make it too like chick oriented. But
well, I like it. I like the name. I'm going to call you right now. You are our official. You're officially our first hype girl.
Official hype girl.
Yes.
You know what? I mean, we have a lot of other hype girls, you know, pod fam, but you're officially the first one who has that title because you are Hype Girl Fitness.
Oh, okay.
You earned it.
I'm excited to see you do this. Like, that's actually when I saw that. I think you started this after we first connected. I was excited to see you starting something and you running it there. So if anyone wants to find you for Hype Girl Fitness, would the best way be on Instagram through your Hype Girl page or somewhere else?
Yeah, that's perfect. Trying to think of what the handle even is. It's like Hype Girl Run Fitness. You know how they like make you switch up your words?
Well, 100% it will be in the show notes, but your handle is hypegirl_run_fitness. That's right. It's those underscores. So
yes.
No, we'll have all those will be in the show notes, but let's continue on. And I want to get to the Code Brown Commandment. So I don't know if you really know what this is, but the Code Brown Commandment, we're building this list this year, and it could be like just advice or tips or things to be better prepared. Like my favorite one, this is mine, is because I have toddlers, diaper rash cream cures chafing overnight. Right?
Remember the thighs I was telling you about? Yes. Avery, I had Avery's diaper cream and I was like, yep.
It could be tricks. It could be actual, like, know what poison ivy looks like or know where the porta potties are. One of Erica's favorite ones was leave no trace and don't trust a fart, I think is the number one so far. But do you have a Code Brown commandment for us that you could add to our list this year?
I mean, no matter how much gear you have to carry on you, never forget a tissue.
Never forget a tissue.
You always should have. You should always have a tissue on you.
I love that one. Yes.
Tuck it in your sports bra, like in your here. Tuck it in your whatever, but like never forget it because sometimes you don't know what poison ivy is, and you don't want to, and you don't know what that lace was. So
save yourself the pain and just bring a tissue.
Yeah, just bring a tissue.
Some people like bring wet wipes, but I like it when it sounds better. Don't forget a tissue.
Yeah.
I like that.
Don't forget.
Oh, that's a good one. Another amazing one for the list.
I can't wait to type these up. We gotta put these out there somehow. We need the website first.
It's gonna be a big poster. We're gonna have a big poster, like the size that,
like a scroll.
Well, Erica had a poster of Justin Timberlake on her ceiling above her bed when she was a kid. It's gonna be like one of those size posters. with the whole list.
Oh my
Like, what's
gosh.
behind
Making
her?
shit up. It was on my wall.
Like
Oh my
what's behind
God.
you?
Huh?
A poster? Like what?
Well, I'll
Yeah,
put it right
we're
there.
gonna make
Yeah,
posters,
Chicago.
and we'll like make miniature versions, like the
Replace.
size of a 8x11, and we'll give them to everyone on the pod fam.
Yeah.
No, we need to do the scroll and do
Oh.
like thou shalt not leave
Commandment
Oh God, that's gonna
IX.
mess with me.
Thou shall not forget a tissue.
Exactly.
Oh, we could make a wicked
Way
funny.
more fun that way, but oh my God, the grammar. Oh, it's
We
gonna
could
mess
make
with
a
me.
wicked funny video of
So
doing
funny.
that. You know, or the
Yep.
other kind of
People reading it.
the other kind of video we could make is we could have everyone send us a video of them saying their commandment, but starting with "Thou shall use diaper rash to cure chafing."
Yes.
I love it. I
We have
like those
so many
ideas.
ideas, but they take so long to make happen. Like the Code Brown Commandments, we started talking about over a year ago, and it was like, okay, 2024, we have to do this. We have to do it. And right now, the one for this year is we need a website, and we're going to get it probably in a year, but it's just the list of things to do.
Yep.
Yep. But it's
Working
a
on it.
passion of love. This project I love it. Love it. So I'm going to stop
I love
talking.
it.
I'm going to let Erica go to her big question. This is the hardest question of the podcast.
Yep, I got
Oh.
my final one.
Yes, I agree. I saw the eye roll.
I don't know if
agree.
he prepped you yet,
Yeah.
Shayna, but
It was actually eyes crossing.
Oh my
'cause I
God,
was
what a talent. That is talent. I can't do that. Can I do that? Did I do it? I don't know.
I wasn't even looking. I don't know. All right, Shayna. We have our revamped Spotify playlist. It is chock full of awesome jams from our guests, as wonderful as you are. So, would you like to add a song to the
Yeah.
list? It can be anything you're feeling at the moment, something that gets you pumped up, whatever you want.
This actually stressed me out because I feel like I'm so
See?
music
It's
driven
so hard.
and I have like 8,000 million. If you find me on Spotify, you're going to be like, wow, you really do have 8,000 trillion million playlists. But one of the ones that I was thinking of when I was thinking of one of my favorite running playlists is Can't Hold Us by Macklemore.
Yeah.
Is one of my, like, it just has a good beat
Excellent.
to it and it's not too fast. So like if you get in the cadence with your steps and it's just like, I don't know, it's just a good one. I could give you probably 20,
Well,
but I thought that was a good
I'm
one.
gonna do you a solid here because my buddy Ryan Van Duzer picked that song.
Oh,
So I'm gonna give you a solid. You kind of get two songs
now I gotta
here.
think of, no, now I gotta think. Oh.
I should start
I know
providing
I
a
had
list of
another
the
one.
songs. I think this is the first
Well,
time.
see,
It's the first time this has happened, though.
what about Blinding Lights by The Weeknd?
That song is not on the list.
No, that one's not
Okay.
on there.
You know,
That's a good one.
know what?
It's a little faster, but
Still get a
Yeah.
good cadence. Like, that's the
Yeah.
good, like, you just settle
Yep.
into a
Erica
pace.
mentions that we
Yes.
revamped our playlist, and this is what happens to me. Like I'm downstairs cleaning, and I asked Alexa to play some music, right? And all of a sudden, I'm rocking out to Huey Lewis and the
Mhm.
News, and I'm like, "How did I not pick this song?" And it happens all
You're
the
up.
time. And I'm like,
Oh,
"Wow,
yeah.
I totally screwed that one up." You know, "Power of Love" that needs to be on the list, and I didn't pick it.
Ooh, that's a good
Right?
But I feel like we have our own chunk of songs on there, and I feel like those are going to be living playlists. Like, if I get sick of a song, I'm going to be like, it's out of here. I'm going to replace it with something else. So if you want to do that, you let me know. I'll take care of it for you.
I mean, you're making up rules on the go here, Eric. I don't know about that, but okay.
It's my playlist. I can do what I want. We're making it work for us.
So what's next for you? What's on the? It's early 2024. It's about March right now. Boston Marathon's coming up. Are you running Boston again? What do you got on deck this year?
No Boston for me. I got randomly hit with a peroneal nerve injury on my left leg. So it's the nerve that runs from your knee all the way down
Oh,
into your
no.
ankle, into your foot. And I was
Ooh.
experiencing drop foot. Like I literally had no control over my left foot. So it was really scary
Oh,
and
no.
happened like completely out of the blue. So I've been rehabbing that
Oh,
since
no.
October. So needless to say, my running has been much slower. I'm only now conquering my fear of running outside again because I took a really hard fall in October. That was when this all like
Oh.
when I realized what was going on because my foot literally gave out and I
Mhm.
felt really hard. So that I've been doing dry needling and PT, which I highly recommend both. But my husband is running the New Jersey Marathon, which is the Sunday before
Hmm.
Boston, the day before Boston. And I actually signed up for the half, which is the marathon is essentially the half twice. So you do the half twice. So the original plan was I was going to pace him for the first half and run the half. Now there's no
Mhm.
way I can keep up with him. So I'm basically just going to run it and see how I do
Gotcha.
and hope for the best while he continues to run and possibly finishes before me for his full marathon. But hey, we'll see. But, then I'll be doing like the 5K with the girls that are training for that's in April in
Mhm.
Amesbury, April 21st. We were talking about Wallace Sands tonight. So we were like thinking about that. And
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully just finding some more races to get on the calendar. And then I'm just trying to stay active and keep working on getting better and keep working on Hype Girl and seeing what becomes of that. We shall see.
So something I like to do when we're talking to amazing people like you is you tell me something and I'm like, oh, I'm going to Google that. So what do you think I Googled?
Peroneal.
No, well, yeah, kind of close. So right away I Google dry needling for drop foot. And I'm looking at some of these pictures. I want to hear about it because some of these pictures they're just needles, and then some it's looking like you're trying to jumpstart a human being because
Yeah.
you got like the jumper cables that you
Yeah.
would put on a car.
Yeah.
What's dry
Oh, no
needling?
way.
Tell me how that
So
is.
it's like a needle that actually goes into the nerve or the spot that's like congested or causing pain. The little jump start thing is stimulation. So they'll put the
It
little
really is
clippy
jump
thing
starting
on
you.
the needle. Yeah. And then they'll increase the stimulation so it actually like twitches the nerve to get it to wake up. You're like waking them up.
Oh my
It's for
gosh.
somebody who has like a severe fear of needles and
Oh, you're perfect for
giving
this then.
blood and all that stuff. I really had to like be like, this is gonna be worth it. Like I really had to channel that like bravery because I was afraid. But Alyssa at Fix Studio in Haverhill is a gem and she's taken really good care of me. So it's just another one of those things. You have to take care of yourself. You have to do that rehab, but
How long do you keep the
it
needle?
really does work.
How long do you keep the needle inside? Like when you're
It
doing it?
depends. It depends. It could be as short as like a minute, but when I was at PT, they were keeping them in for like 15 minutes.
Oh, I kind of want to try it.
Ooh.
I
It's
kind of want to
it's
try
really
it.
cool.
Yeah, you do
It's
it.
really
You're the
cool.
guinea
I
pig. I don't want
yeah, I really want to try this. I don't
If
even
you
have an
have
injury that I
anything
need
that's
it
He's
for.
bothering
I
gonna
just
you,
try
want
the
someone to
dry
put needles in.
needling, the cupping.
proactive drive
We'll
needling.
just do proact. We'll just do some on my back because my back's always
Oh
No,
sore.
but
God.
like, yeah, well, you're bad. Like, I mean, she's put them in my traps
I could
before.
use them there.
Yep,
All right, I'm going to come
like in
with
my
you. We're going
neck.
to go on a little dry needling adventure, and we're going to Erica, you
Perfect.
come and get the content.
Sure. Because
Yeah.
Erica, what's everything I have to do? Okay, now I have added dry needling. I'm going to do the wax in my nose, right?
cupping.
Oh,
And
cupping.
then
Oh,
I do
Forgot
want to try
about that. Yeah,
cupping.
yeah.
And then the other one
she
is
does that too.
candling, where they like take paper, put it in your ear, and they light it on fire, and it like
Oh, the ear candle thing,
yeah.
right? It gets the earwax out of your
I
ear.
want to try all
Oh
this stuff.
no.
We can like
Yeah, I'm gonna make you try all that, and then I'll be like, okay,
we
maybe I
got to
can do
come
it.
up with a name for like
We also
Eric
need to eventually
does,
talk
Eric
about your
tries, or something.
cold plunge.
Eric
though.
tries. We got to come up with a
Eric
name for
tries,
all
yeah.
this, and we'll do all these cool
Mhm.
things.
Yeah, you're gonna be the cold plunge guy too.
I
Oh.
can't wait for that. Where it needs to come in the mail. It hasn't come yet. Oh, my wife bought me a steam room
Go
for
get a
Christmas, and it was
trash
supposed to come with a cold plunge, and they had like a parts or just they're short, so I haven't got my cold plunge yet.
Ah.
One day, one day.
One
Or else I'm
day.
going to go to Tractor Supply Company or Home Depot and buy a trash barrel and fill it up with water and
Yep.
ice.
Yep.
That's all I gotta
Well,
do.
all you
Shayna, this
need.
was cool.
I really hope all this stuff is working for you, Shayna.
Yeah,
Yeah. All the dry needles are worth
it
it.
is
And
worth it.
you get back into running shape soon.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
Shayna, it was so cool to get to talk to you and get to meet you. And I really thank you for, reaching out and being like, how do you get guests? Because more and more of that is happening now. And I just want to encourage people to like reach out. The only thing is sometimes they're like, you experience this. Sometimes they're like, well, when can we do it? And I'm like, how about 6 months from now?
I was like, okay.
I was like, I'll schedule you right now, but it's going to be a while. And it's the best way for me to stay organized. I'm like, just like, let's schedule you now, but it won't be for a
No,
while.
you should.
Yeah, I love it.
You
I
should.
love it. Thanks for doing this. This was really cool.
Thanks for having me.
So I know you told us a little bit what's next, but do you think you'll be up in New Hampshire doing like a local TI race or something soon?
Yes, we're definitely talking about it.
Well, when you're up
Forget
here,
we were
you
just
hit
talking
us
about.
up. You let us know.
I will.
I just think you're so awesome, Shayna. And
thank
I
you.
encourage everybody to check out Hype Girl Fitness because I think working with you would be awesome. You're just so chill and fun, and I'm all about the hype. So let's go. But yeah, I really hope that this injury resolves itself soon and that you can get back to doing what you love.
Thank you so much. So sweet. Thanks for having me.
That was a lot of fun. Shayna Purcell on the On the Runs podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that because I did.
Thanks, guys.
Shayna, yes, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. You truly are an excellent hype girl, and I hope that your new fitness company just takes off and is super successful because you are amazing.
Hype it up, everyone.
Woo!
Guys, you're welcome too. Even though it's Hype Girl, like she said, the dudes are welcome. So make your way over to Shayna's place in Haverhill or whatever virtually. Oh, that was so much fun. We had a lot of fun with her. I enjoyed editing
Absolutely.
her interview there. And yeah, she had the Boston Marathon experience in 2013 when her husband kept calling her on the phone.
Crazy, right?
Right. And it's like, stop calling me, dude. Why are you calling me? You know I'm in a race.
Right in the middle. Like, hello.
Right.
Oh,
and then
man.
that half marathon's her jam. She was so cool. And it was, she had asthma her whole life. And actually, we learned a lot about asthma, and you will again next week. We'll get to that later, or we'll get to that next week. But yeah, that was super cool. Shayna, thank you so much for reaching out to us and finding us and being a listener of the pod and now part of our pod fam, part of the top 100. Like, this special crew is going to be part of that 100. I'm calling you all like the 100 something. I don't know. I'll figure out a good name, but 97 episodes, 3 more,
my gosh.
or 2 more.
That's so insane just thinking about how many episodes we are actually at. We've made it so far. Damn, dude.
I know. We're like penciled in for that guest for the 100th. I'm going to say penciled until it won't be penned until they actually hit record or actually hit upload. But
well, I saw it on my calendar, so
it is on the calendar.
Let's hope
I'm excited. It is on the calendar. But also, speaking about insane, let's talk about Paul Johnson. Have you been keeping up to date with him running across the country? There's a lot of social media out there, but the most recent I saw was he was having some foot and ankle trouble and getting some needling, just like that dry needling that Shayna talked about, but he's getting like needles stuck in his leg. He's got to be only like 10 days going now.
Something like that. So I have been following it. There's just so many people posting on his behalf and tagging him in it that the bits and pieces I see are just out of order. So I'm not totally sure on what's going on, but I think he had to adjust his
goal of like 40 days. It was 40 before. Like if he did 75, and it would have given him a buffer of 2 days to break the record.
So yeah, he definitely had to adjust his goals because he was falling a little bit behind weather was happening and just whatever external factors, but I think he's aiming for 50 days now.
It's still so cool.
It is, and he's doing it all for the RWB project, Red, White, and Blue.
Right.
So sport and mental health.
Well, if you watch like all these guys on his team, it's like he's got a cook, a therapist, he's got a running coach, he has friends coming and running with him.
Absolutely
They're living in this RV. It's just so cool to see the whole thing. I hope eventually there'll be like a 1 hour long YouTube video, or 1 hour is probably not
He
long
has been
enough.
posting little chunks. He has one, like a first chunk of it out. So I think he might do little installments as he goes.
Yeah, like
so
a
you have to look
series.
that up. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, like a
Yep.
series.
Yep.
It's
The
like
first
when
one,
Ryan Van Duzer biked across the country, he had a 28 episode YouTube series called Love Cycles. It was beautiful.
Yep.
I mean, just everything was amazing. Yeah, I hope. I mean, we're lucky in a time of our life where content is king, and people are really good at making content. And I love the little like docu series.
Yep.
And I
The
hope
first
they
one's
do
only
that.
like 9 minutes long. So I think just with those short little snippets, we should hopefully get a lot of those and be able to keep up with his travels.
So let's keep
that's
tabs.
awesome.
Let's keep tabs on him. I
I
think
will
this
do
is
a
really
better
cool.
job. I'll even like take some notes, but yeah, he's doing awesome. I think he just made it through to Sedona. I think he's around Sedona, or he just went through Sedona. But he had a lot of vert the last time I checked, and I think like 7,000 vertical feet, and then it dropped, and now he's going back up. He's heading towards the Rockies. He's got some work to do, a lot of work ahead of him.
Well, I want to talk about one other awesome, insane thing I've been following, I've talked about, and I've said before, occasionally I would love to get someone on the podcast who has nothing to do with running, and I have the one I'm going to make my shot at first in a couple of months.
Yes.
But Cole Brower has become the first American woman to sailboat solo around the world nonstop. I've been following her journey.
So she officially finished.
I want to say congratulations. She officially finished. It was a 130-day journey, and she started in Spain and ended in Spain. I think she's from Rhode Island. And I think overall in the race, she came in second place.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, I don't know if there's only two competitors or like 202. I don't know those answers. but she sailed 130 days by herself around the world.
Wow.
And I think we need to get her on the podcast. So that would be really cool. So congratulations. Cool. Apparently, like she's really small. She's like only 5'2", 100 pounds. And apparently like that is a disadvantage to sailing by yourself. Like it's an advantage to be tall.
Oh, I see. It was a legit sailboat, so she's got to like swing the the sails.
Yes, she's got to do all that stuff and climb the pole, and she's got to cook for herself. And she did such great content. Now she does have a team, but that team is communicating with her virtually, just like you and I are. And I think that team gets all her videos and makes content. But I watched over the last week, and she completed the race, and I was super excited. She's like I said, I think she's from Rhode Island.
Oh, nice. So since you mentioned world records right now, I don't know if you've been following along with Lululemon's Further project. It's like an ultra marathon project. It's wicked cool. There's 10 women that they have on board. Like one of them is the Myrnivator. I don't know if you've heard of her before. And Camille Herron, who is probably like one of the best ultra runners for women that we have. And it was a 6-day ultra marathon that they were doing, kind of loop style. And it was pretty much just to gather more information about women in the ultra marathon scene, because there's so much information about men, and this is just gathering like all kinds of information. So they have like cameras that track like their gait and stuff like that every time that they go through like the main stage. And so it's really cool to watch. And Camille Herron has broken like 4 loop records at this time. I'm gonna have to look that up for you guys, but it's wicked cool. She has like the new 24-hour record, the 48-hour record, the 72-hour record. She's trying to break the men's record. I'm like, just so pumped watching her do this. Yeah,
amazing women too, isn't it? Women's History Month. Like I'm seeing all this women's content.
Friday was International Women's Day, so this is super cool to see. I'm gonna be keeping tabs, so I'll keep you guys posted when this finishes
cool.
up. But
does Lululemon make men's apparel?
I think they do.
I think so too. I couldn't
tell you what it is,
nice.
but I know they got stuff. All Lululemon stuff is really nice. I mean, it is on the pricey side, but I mean, I have a couple pieces myself, and it's worth it. They're nice stuff.
Well, you know what else it is this month?
Do I?
It is March. And what happens in March?
Basketball. No, just kidding.
No, yes,
I'm kidding,
but
I'm kidding.
What do people get crazy and mad about?
Bracket
challenge, baby. Yeah.
So, I'm not going to make it so you guys can see this, but my bracket is complete. I can't wait to do the bracket selection.
Yeah, later this week, we are doing a special recording with some great friends of the pod. We're hoping we can all meet at the same time. We're just all going to try. We're going to reveal our brackets on a later episode. It will be a special edition, one of those ones that drop Thursday. So it might drop this Thursday or it might drop next Thursday. I've changed it up a little bit. I said I was going to do each region each week. I've changed it up. We're going to go quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the final four in the championship. So this past week, we just did pre-race meal and race day breakfast. And I want to first say, guys, thank you for turning out on the Instagram stories and voting and giving us the engagement. Like, this is the most engagement we've ever had on our stories. And the second one was even more. So I'm super pumped. The race day breakfast got real close. We won't reveal the winners here on the pod. You guys will have to check it out. Go to the Instagram to see it. It will be there, but we don't want to give them away because we want to give you guys time to print your brackets. Don't feel like you missed the chance. I don't know if we will give anything away, or I don't know what we'll do. I know we talked about it, but I know a few people have messaged me and said, "Oh, I missed it. I had my bracket. I forgot to send it." You can still send it.
Well, you know
still
what we could do?
We just want to see it, and I will eventually post them all on Instagram.
You know how I said I will eat the winners? We should just have an event. We can hold we can go to Livingston Track and just have like a thing, and we can just all do some laps together, just run as a group. We can
we can all just come to my house and I'll fire up the griddle that I got ready and I seasoned it today and it's good to go. We had a big feast today for like a late lunch and I could cook it all, and I'm glad it's not going to be fish. I mean, it could be pasta. Can I do pasta on the griddle? Maybe pasta won't make the final four and pizza will, because I have made pizzas before on that griddle. But this week, guys, be on the lookout for the quarterfinals of race fuel and post-race meal and drinks. That will be this week. And then next week, we'll go the semifinals. Mm-hmm. And then the last week of March will be the finals. And that will also be the week of episode 100. Ooh. Holy cow. Actually, no. Episode 100 will drop April 2nd. So it'll be the week of episode 99, which is an awesome episode, too.
We have so much awesome stuff in store, and Boston weeks are coming, and that's probably our favorite time of the year.
Yeah,
it's like an entire month of holiday.
We have 4 amazing guests for Boston weeks. There are 2 weeks in April before the Boston Marathon, so you're going to get 2 episodes each week. Damn. Erica and I are going to be a little overworked,
working hard for you guys,
doing some tros. I can't wait to talk to all 4 of these amazing ladies.
Yes.
Next year, we'll have to get some dudes on for Boston weeks, but 4 amazing ladies. They're super fun. You guys are going to love them. And one other thing I wanted to say, just because I saw this.
What is that?
Yeah, this is my Normatec, right?
Oh, yeah.
I lost my charger.
Oh.
On vacation. And when I was looking them up on Amazon and other places, they're like $60.
Just for a Normatec? You need a special one, or can anything go in that?
You probably need one that has the right power and everything. And I can probably get one for $20.
Okay.
But I'm almost like, is that $20 one a cheap one? So I was thinking, I thought I packed it.
Okay.
And then I went to my phone. So Adeline and I made, as we're walking out of the hotel, we're going to start doing this more and more when we first arrive. We did an MTV crib style video. I knocked on the door. She goes, "Hey, welcome to our room." This room was nice. It had a full kitchen. It had a Murphy bed in the living room and a pull-out bed. We had a big deck outside. We had a separate master bedroom. We had this really big room. I think they call it a vestibule or whatever, where you put all your ski stuff and your jackets. It's out of the way. The big bathroom and shower. She did this video, and when this video ended, we walked out. I went back and watched the video, and I can see the charger in the video, and I left it in the outlet.
Oh, no.
So I've contacted the J Hotel in J, Vermont at J Peak Resort, and I've told them it is in room 519 in this outlet next to the Murphy bed. Can you please send it back? They have yet to respond. All they said is, we need pictures of it, and so I sent them a generic picture from Normatec's website. I've yet to hear back, but I'm like, oh, I really hope they find it, because it's $60 apparently.
Wow, that is a lot of money for just a charger. But I bet we could find one for you that's similar and doesn't need to be $60.
I bet you and I could just share yours.
No.
I'll come
No, we
over just to
can't.
record and to charge my Normatec thing.
Oh man, but
I'm
yeah,
still waiting for my ice bath too. It hasn't
I
come in
can't
yet.
believe. Oh, you're not getting it.
I
It's
think
not
they
gonna
forgot.
come in.
I think Ashley just has to call them and then they'll be like, oh, okay, we'll send it to you now. Like, you need to take initiative. She needs to take initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else?
Hmm.
She needs to tell her friends to stop this. And they're not listening. They don't listen. So this is fine. But if you ever bring my kids kinetic sand, I'm going to rip your head off. I can't tell you how often in the last 2 weeks I have had to clean up kinetic sand.
Oh man,
It's the worst. So stop it, guys. Stop it.
the
No
joys of
kinetic
having
sand,
children,
no
man.
glitter. Let's limit it on the toys.
Wait, what's
especially the toys
worse,
with little
glitter or
pieces.
kinetic sand? What's worse?
Glitter's worse. Glitter is
Okay.
by far worse because you can take the kinetic sand and kind of like crumple it up into a ball,
Mhm.
and then it's easier to pick up because it sticks to each other, but it's
Yeah,
not
but
sticky.
doesn't it get? Oh, if they play with it on a carpet, that's all I can think of. Is these poor kids are gonna get it all over the place. That stuff is good for like sensory, like.
Yeah, but keep it outside. God, why do we have to do it on the living room
Keep it in
couch?
like a bin. Keep it in a bin.
We tried that. It doesn't work. It
Yeah.
doesn't stay in the bin.
I don't know
don't
what to
mind it
tell
when
you,
it stays
man.
in the kitchen because it's easier to clean up on the tile floor.
Yes.
But man, someone brought
Sorry to
over, and
laugh.
I like this friend of Ashley's. I like this
Uh-huh.
friend. Brought over late
Well.
Christmas gifts. It's like Tonka trucks with kinetic sand for the boys. God, I just picked up so much on the couch. It's like you turn your head, it's not even that. It's not leaving them alone. You have to clean one's dirty diaper up, and then the other one gets into something and destroys the room. Oh, it is just like my room is destroyed right now, but they don't even come here. I just don't have time to clean it. Like I have three baskets of clean folded laundry right next to me. Has to be put away, but man, it's hard. So
it's hard to feel
I
bad
love my
for you,
kids.
but...
I love my kids. The van is decently clean right now, and I'm kind of happy about that.
Good.
The truck is next. That's the other
my
nice part
car's
about warm weather. You get to clean your
pristine.
cars a little easier because it's not cold or dark.
I don't have to do anything to mine for a while.
Nope, you and your cats, you old crazy cat lady.
Not my car. They don't go my car.
I just meant in your house in particular.
Yeah.
I
get the cat tumbleweeds, and that's fine. But those are easier to deal with just a vacuum.
Well, this was fun. Guys, don't forget, follow us on our social media platforms. That is
you
Instagram.
guys know the drill.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube, follow us. You can support us on Patreon.
Yeah, I don't think Facebook is dead, by the way, because I finally...
I've been seeing so much stuff from you lately.
Because I finally fixed it. Because whenever I posted on Instagram, our account, it posted on my personal Facebook account, and I didn't want that. Like, that's personal. So I closed it, and eventually, I had one night where I kind of dug through the background of Instagram, and I found something, and I clicked it, and then all of a sudden, we're good again. Everything I post on Instagram goes to the On the Run's Facebook page, and now I'm getting messages again on Instagram from one person in particular who doesn't have Instagram. I'm getting her message on Facebook. The new runner who I just met, Jen. And so I'm like, well, that makes sense because she doesn't do Instagram. And then Shaina doesn't do Instagram. And she's like, oh, are you guys podcasting again? We've been podcasting this whole time, Shaina.
Yep. But now she knows more about it, and she's very excited about those brackets. So
she's super thrilled about the brackets. And you might hear from her later this week with her bracket.
Would be nice.
Yep. If she can make it. She might be busy. She congrats a newborn baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so. She's got her hands full for sure.
Not only are we about to hit 100 episodes, we're about to hit 1,000 followers, and I'm damn proud of that. I don't care that it took over 2 years. I'm damn proud of that.
It's organic, natural.
Yeah, I love it. So our Patreon page, we love you, our Patreons. We haven't done much lately. You did get a early preview of the March Madness bracket, but we're going to do more for you now that hockey season is over.
Yes.
Maybe we can do some more OTR lives, and maybe we can just do some more jibber jabbers for the Patreons. And we got to talk later because we are 110 10% for sure going to Colorado for the Boulder. We've already talked to the people who live out there. We are making this happen. We're hoping a few of the friends of the pod come. And if you want to come to Boulder and run the 10K with us, it's going to be super fun. Let us know. We'll give you the details of our itinerary, and we'll try to make it all match up.
It's going to be so much fun. We're just going to take it easy and just soak in all the atmosphere and energy, because we've seen some of Doozer's videos and he just has an absolute blast out there. So I'm excited that we will get to experience it this year.
And one more thing. We'll get more into this later, but I got into the Mount Washington Auto Road race.
Congratulations!
But we'll talk about that later after this weekend's Eastern States 20-miler. I'm super pumped about Mount Washington. We've gone 2 episodes without not talking about it. Yes, I got in! Woo-hoo!
Should we bring our mics again and record while we're in the car, or like after?
If we can get someone to drive, sure. Like,
no, not in the car. I mean, like we could just do a quick recording session after the race or something.
We'll see. It is on Sunday.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Provided there's no rain.
Yes. Oh, no rain, guys. Just, as long as it's like a nice brisk, like little.
It's not
rain.
going to. Yeah. It's on the coast. We're going to get like hurricane force winds. Come on.
As long as the mountains get a dumping of snow, I want 2 more weekends of skiing. Let's go. Soon to be 6-star Erica. Bring us home.
Someday. You guys know we love you. Thank you for sticking with us through all these crazy, crazy tros. But we hope you have a wonderful week.
97 episodes.
God damn it, you. And don't forget to stretch.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
See, I can't do the bike because my ass will start to hurt.
Yeah.
You just need more ass training.
Sucks.
On the next On the Runs podcast.
That sounds so bad. Edit.